Would you go outside right now, find a hornet's nest, take it out of the tree, carry it home, and bring it inside your house? Yet, that's what we're doing every single day when we are a house divided within ourselves. And if you want to know the number one reason why your manifestations are taking so long, or why you're not seeing results, is because you choose to actively go and find a hornet's nest, rip it out of the tree, and bring it inside your house. So I'm going to tell you right now, stop doing that. And I'm going to give you 3 questions that you could ask yourself in this video to know when that's happening. And at the end of this video, I'm going to share my secret sauce of how I stopped bringing that hornet's nest in my house and how quickly my manifestations started to arise. My name is Didi Pavernick, and I'm the Invincible CEO, and I'm the last, most exciting manifestation coach that you've never needed. But yet, here we are. Welcome back for another video. And I am beside myself. I've been working with clients for the past couple of days, and there seems to be this recurring theme of they believe they can have anything they want, and yet they go to give it to themselves, and then they take it away from themselves, and they give it to themselves, and they take it away from themselves, and they give it to you. Get what I'm saying here. So you may not even realize you're doing it, and it's mind-blowing to me that in your imagination, how powerful you are, what you choose to actually create and not even know that you're creating it, because you've been conditioned to believe that you can't have everything you want, or that it's going to be hard, or that you have to sacrifice. Stop doing that. I'm here to remind you that manifestation is simple, easy, and fun. And how I do that is we demystify a lot of the information that's out there. There is tons of manifestation information out there, but it is information overload. And this is not another video for you just to watch. You got to make that promise to yourself that I ask you to make in all of my videos, that whatever it is that you hear here today, you're going to take yourself into the experience of it so that it can become your truth. Because the only reason why I'm doing this, folks, is because I want to see you win. I want to see you win big, and I want to see you win all the time. So I threw out at the beginning of this video this ridiculous thing, like who would actively go and search for a hornet's nest, take it out of its tree, and then bring it back into the house? Or better yet, maybe you could hire someone to do that for you. And let's just take a moment real quick here. Why would I ask such a delusional thing? Because I'm the queen of analogy. I'm the queen of examples. And once I show you through this analogy and example, that's exactly what you're doing when you're a house divided within yourself. And we've said over and over and over again, you can't get it wrong with manifestation, but you can make it long. And what makes it long is that you ask for it, and then you doubt it'll come. You ask for it, and you don't see how it'll come. You'll ask for it, but you don't seem worthy of receiving it. So thank you for being here. And if you haven't already, give this video a like. Remember, we said that's a high five. If you wanted to give a hug, subscribe. If you've already subscribed, you can give a hug by sharing the video or the channel with someone that you know that loves manifestation, that would love to hear the same information that I'm giving here to you. Stop for a second and let's take ourselves back to ground zero, right? 3 deep breaths. Take your 3 deep breaths. And I want to paint a picture for you. Imagine you're the only one in your house. Now, if this is how it normally is for you, wonderful. But let's just say everybody's gone. There's nobody in the house but you. And there's nothing but this beautiful peace and quiet. There's no TV, no music, no noise. Everything's peaceful. And we're going to call that your ground zero. And now I threw out the idea of, you get this bright idea, let me go outside and find a hornet's nest. And it's pretty obvious why you wouldn't do that. Number one, I don't even know if you'd be able to get it off the tree to walk it down the street to bring it into your house, because you know what's going to happen. We don't even have to state what's going to happen. And that's common sense not to do that, right? It's a real life experience because you don't want to get stung over and over and over again. But now let me take the analogy to your mind. And when we shut down the mind of all thought, it's very similar to being in a house that's peaceful and quiet. And this is going to be really important to understand that peace and quiet, no TV, no computers, no phone, no nothing, just you. And if you get an opportunity today, even if it's for 5 minutes, to have that experience, allow yourself to have that experience. Because then when thoughts start to come in, if the ground zero is the peace, all thoughts, no matter how good, bad, or indifferent you label them, they disturb the peace. Even the best thoughts disturb the peace. And that's okay. That's okay when we know that. But to go out and actively get a hornet's nest and bring it in a peaceful house would really be disturbing the peace. It would give you not only, or even if somebody arrived with a gift and that was a hornet's nest and they brought it into your house, that would invoke fear, that would invoke pain, that would invoke suffering. And yet, every time we think, that's what we're doing. However, I'm going to give you those 3 questions to ask yourself. Because when you zero yourself out, when you come to your ground zero, you don't need thought. You didn't need it the whole time, whether you're meditating, whether you're doing an imaginal. You don't need thought. You exist first, and then thought comes into your consciousness. So let me ask you the first powerful question for manifestation. Are you safe in your own imagination? That is a powerful question for me to ask. I could do a whole video on just that question. If you'd like to see that, you put that in the comments below. What do I mean by that? Well, we here in the Invincible CEO say that everything's imagination. Because if you're going back between real, is it a real, is it imagine? Is it real, is it imagine? Your house divided within yourself, right? So whether I'm imagining, whether it's real life or whether I'm dreaming, it's all imagination. I'm imagining this right now. There's just active and passive imagination. If I close my eyes and do a Neville Goddard imaginal act, that's a passive imaginal act. I'm withdrawing out of this reality, going into another one inside myself. But I'm going to postulate to you that walking around making a sandwich, driving your car, watching a video, me recording a video is an active imaginal act. I'm in my imagination now, and I'm simultaneously acting out, and I'm realizing as I'm experiencing the imaginal act of creating a video. So all of this is my imagination. And if all of this is my imagination, am I safe in it? Meaning that if there's no thought and everything's neutral and peaceful, then if I'm bringing in thought, is it adding to me? Does it make me feel better? Why, if I could imagine anything, would I bring something into me, into my world, whether it's active or passive, that would not move me forward, that would not serve me, that would push me back or make me feel less than? Because that leads right into the second question. Do you believe that you can have anything in your imagination? And when we start to do the 1-2 punch of those 2 questions, it gets very, very powerful. So if I'm safe in my imagination, this is how I do this. If I'm safe in my imagination and I'm imagining everything, and as I said before in my other videos, my mind, I call it the echo chamber because I'm the consciousness, I'm the chamber. Or how Jim Carrey says, he's the container and you can't contain the container, right? I'm the container or the chamber that everything comes into. And I'm going to allow what's going to flow in and out to flow in and out, because if it's flowing in and out, if it has a beginning and end, it's not me because I'm still here. I'm the observing consciousness. So if this comes in and I'm going to dance with it because it's auditioning for my attention, right? Every thought, every echo is auditioning for your attention. Does that thought add to me? Does it add to my world? If I'm going to allow it to disturb the peace, regardless of what kind of thought it is, does it bring me joy? Does it make me happy? Does it build me up? Or does it take from me? Does it diminish me? Does it make me feel less than? Because if I'm in charge here, why would I allow an echo to come in and take from me when I'm everything? Unless if that's the kind of experience that you want to have, knock your socks off. But most people I talk to, my clients this week, that's definitely not what we're doing here, right? And I'm going to give you a full-blown example at the end. So Am I safe in my imagination? Am I in a world that conspires for me? Not that I have to struggle and suffer in order to get a good outcome. That's not a conspire for you world. You don't have to do that anymore. So if I'm safe in my imagination, I'm not going to engage with any thoughts in my mind that criticize me, that put me down. I have to be my biggest cheerleader inside and out. And then the outside world will start to reflect that. So my question to you is, are you safe in your imagination? And it's really interesting. I see people get upset if they come and tell me a story that somebody else insulted them, called them a name, or didn't follow through with something. And my first question to them is, well, what's going on inside your head? Because no matter the worst things that people have ever called you, you've done worse to yourself. And that's not being safe into your imagination. Because building into the next question of, do you believe that you can give yourself anything in your imagination? Right? And we're going to do that right now. What do I mean by that? Well, you can keep your eyes open or you can close them. Can you give yourself an orange in your imagination right now? And if you did it like I think you did it, like how I do it, you just saw either an orange appear in your hand, or maybe you took it out of the refrigerator, right? Or maybe you had someone hand it to you. But what you didn't do is you didn't have to figure out how to get the money to go buy the orange. You just plopped it right in your hands. Okay, let's do another one. Can you give yourself a slice of pizza in your hands? Give yourself, close your eyes, keep them open, but envision a slice of pizza in your hands. And now I want you to give it more reality. I want you to smell it. I want you to feel the warmthness on your hands, how different it was than feeling the orange, right? And once again, when you are hungry in your imagination, you feed yourself. So if you could have anything right now, let's say you feel the hungriest that you've ever felt in your imagination, what meal would you create? And you can create anything. You want lobster and filet mignon, you want the best vegan burger ever, whatever it is. And the cool thing about giving yourself something in your imagination, it's instant. You don't have to go through a process of, I need to get the money. Who are you going to pay in your imagination anyway? Right? And well, here, let's do this. Give yourself $1,000 right now in your imagination. Close your eyes. And you could open the drawer and there's $1,000. You could open your purse. You could have it fall from the ceiling. You could have your best friend come in and just shower you in hundreds or tens or 20s. You don't have to figure how to earn it. You didn't have to figure how to make it. You didn't have to figure if you're worthy of it or, how it's going to come in. And in your imagination, when you stay simple and in the moment, because in the imagination, you're in the moment simple, that's the power that we're seeking. How about that favorite car, that the ultimate car that you've ever wanted, your dream car? Can you put yourself right now in your driveway, in the driver's seat? You didn't worry if you were taking it from someone else. You didn't worry if you're going to make the car payment. You didn't worry if it's really yours and check the glove compartment to see if the owner's card was in there. You didn't do any of that because you're safe within your imagination. And how you do it inside your imagination when you give it to yourself is how, if you allow it, if I give myself my car in my imagination, and that car right now isn't in my driveway, I don't allow an echo to come in after the fact and say, where isn't it? Why isn't it here yet? What I've done, because one, I'm safe in my imagination, and two, there's an endless supply. Even if there's only one type of car in the world right now of the kind that I want, by the fact that I just went into my imagination and created the same car, I didn't take it from the other person. I made another one right here, right now, because I'm the only one in my universe. I'm the only one in my imagination. And when you really start to connect with this, you become so powerful. You start to realize, if I can immediately give it to myself in my imagination, and what is it that I can? And I can satisfy any urge, any hunger, any desire within seconds. It's done. I didn't have to figure out how to build the car. I didn't have to figure out what I had to do to earn the money. I didn't have to go make the pizza or order it and have it delivered. It was instant. That's what instant manifestation is. But what's really important when you give it to yourself is staying with it enough to feel satisfied and complete that it's yours like you would if you were actually interacting with it in the 3D world, because the 3D world is what's imagined. So if it's not here right now, it wasn't needed. That's all you're ever being told in the now moment. It doesn't mean that you're not worthy of it. It doesn't mean that it's not yours. It doesn't mean that you can't create it over and over again. But if you're caught in a story that says the only way I can get this is because I have to do this, 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 or this, or this, or this, well, then you've kind of bound yourself to those realities. And well, yeah, that's what you have to do. But if you believe that $1,000 can show up next to you every time you sit on your couch or every time you go in your car, it automatically, the second your butt touches the seat and you touch the steering wheels, the gas tank automatically fills up. That reality will come to be. And that's where I talk about giving the 3 months to activate, align, and anchor, to create a whole new wiring system, not in your brain, but in your consciousness, to tell your mind, this is what I expect to appear in my reality every single day, because that's all that's ever happening is when you close your eyes at night and go to sleep, you've left that reality. You can never go back into it. But you wake up into one that looks so similar to the one that you left, you just assume it's the same one, but it is not. And it is waiting for your direction on what you think should be happening to transpire, because this is an active imagination. So the third question I want to ask you is why? Why? One, if you believe that you're now safe in your imagination because you're going to be your biggest cheerleader, you're never going to put yourself down. And it's really a choice. It's an active choice that you pay attention to. Two, you can give yourself anything, whether it already exists, whether there's only one left, or whether it never exists. You believe that, yes, you can create that in your imagination. Then the third question of why is, one, why haven't you? Or why would you create something and then create a story to deny it? I'm going to give you my example now. And I'm going to give you something that's in the creation process and how I walk through and use those questions that I've asked you. So one, I've created on March 16th a one-day online event, and it has 50 spots available. It is a paid event, and it is the event that pays you back. So if this is something you're interested in learning more, check the description box below. We've already filled 10 of the 50 spots. We're on our way. It's going to sell out. And what I love about it is I have this beautiful group that I've created that you will automatically be entered into, because I'm going to be nurturing you between now and the event. Once the event is done, you get to stay in the group. All the sessions are there and you can watch them over and over and over again. In addition to that, I take your registration fee, and should you go into another service afterwards, I will credit the full registration fee to whatever service or product that you choose. Okay, so let's think about this. I create this in my imagination. I feel the strong urge that I love what I do. I want to share this information, and this is the way that I'm going to do it. So I feel safe in my imagination. I'm excited. I know that if you build it, they will come, right? So I start planning all the things behind the scenes before anyone even knows that this offering exists. And every step of the way, not only am I enjoying what I'm doing, because again, everything's an imaginal act, and the energy that is used in the inception, in the creation of what it is the energy that will be sent out to connect to the people who need it. So if I'm cranky on, all right, let's do this thing, and I don't really want to do it, but I'm going to do it anyway, like that blows my mind. That's not adding to me. That is not me saying, that is something outside of me saying, here's this thing, you better do something to make something else happen. And that's what I would choose. That would make no sense to me. So automatically, I chose 50 people for this event. And when I say 50 people, that's it. There's only going to be 50 people. So if you're safe in your imagination and you can give yourself anything you want, I expect that not only will 50 people sign up for this event, but as I said earlier, this event will sell out. It will sell out quickly. And when I had the inception of it, I went into the 5th session. passively in my mind and imagined wrapping up the day, wrapping up the sessions, hearing all the amazing feedback from all the attendees. And because the implication is exactly what I said, everybody had a great time. There was great information shared. They can't believe how easy this manifestation thing is. I gave them the formula that what I do that works, kept it nice and simple so that you can follow and adopt as your own. And I imagine myself after signing off, sitting here on the couch, so excited for what just went down, what just transpired. Now, once I did that from the very beginning, then I paid attention to where I was led. What should I do first? What should I do next? It could be a little bit overwhelming when you're planning an event, but little by little, it's pulling me towards here, do this today, here, do this today. But the one thing, because I'm safe in my imagination and I imagine I can give myself anything I want, it's already done. I already experienced the ending sessions. I see the 50 people on my screen. I feel the energy that we created that day and all of the reactions and all of the things that people are saying back to me, how wonderful it was. And there's so much information and they love the setup and they love how everything was delivered. That is predictive programming. And I'm telling my mind, both of them, the subconscious and the conscious, this is the script I want to follow. And this is the script that I expect to play out. I just know it's going to sell out quick. And I'm going to observe that, how quickly that happens. And then to getting to know the people and excited to see that there's going to be progress and manifestations even before the event begins, because I'm already having them. And if I'm already having them and I'm pushing everyone out and they're in my group now, they're going to have them even before we get to the first session. So it's going to be a win-win-win all the way. Do you see how I'm writing the script? Do you see how I'm designing not only what I want for myself, but what I want for the people in the group, in the event? So listening to my clients today, if I was going based on the story that they were telling me, it would be something like this. I'm creating this event and I'm hoping, wishing, and wanting that it fills up. And it may not. I may not get 50 people. Why would I create something in my imagination that I want 50 people, I want to do a one-day event, I'm going to do it online, everybody's going to have a great time, everybody's going to get so much benefit out of it? Why would I create all of that and then accept a universe or a response or a fulfillment that did not match that? That's like bringing a hornet's nest into your own house. Because if I was peaceful before I decided to do the event, and doing the event should add on to me, not take away, going back to what we said at the beginning of the video, then why would I allow any type of thing to unfold? And I don't even have to do anything because I've already done it. I've already given it to myself. So I'm not forcing anything to happen. I'm not making anything happen. I'm going along for the unfolding of the manifestation because I'm safe in my imagination. I truly believe that I can give myself anything I want. And once I've given it to me, then I allow the unfolding and I'm brought to each step along the way. But the one thing I won't accept is the non-fulfillment. I did not say, let me set up this event for 50 people and only half show up. Or let me set up this event for 50 people and there be no interest. That's not what I said. I'm very aware from the very get-go, in the now moment, when I have this creation that comes to me within me, and I totally do the transaction and I gave it to myself, I will not be a house divided. And along the way, my conscious mind is trained to look for progress. It's trained to look for milestones, not proof, milestones along the way. Just like if I went out to run 3 miles, I would look for certain mile markers, whether it's already pre-marked on the trail, or I could look on an app on my phone to let me know how far I've gone, right? If I'm running 3 miles and I'm 1.5 miles in, that's just evidence that I'm halfway. It's not proof that it's done. I've already given that to myself when I chose that I was going to run 3 miles. And we do this all the time. It's really that simple. So if you're truly safe within your own self and you can give yourself any type of outcome, any type of done deal, and if you give it to yourself that you can give yourself, if you wanted to give yourself a trip to Mars in your imagination, you could do that. And however you do it is how it's done. You don't have to know how it's done. However you do it is how it's done. And that's exactly what's happening with this beautiful event that I'm putting together. And I'm enjoying every step along the way because there's movement and so much movement. And this is what I want to share with you, how simple this is. We're going to walk through step by step so that you are no longer a house divided within yourself. You're no longer fearful. If you're afraid in real life, you're afraid in your own imagination because that's your imagination. If you're angry in real life, then you're angry in your imagination. If you're neutral in real life, then you're neutral in your imagination. But if I start everything from a neutral point and anything that comes in must add to me, if it's not adding to me, then it's like bringing a hornet's nest into my house. And I wouldn't logically, rationally go do that. But yet every day, when you ask for something and then you start creating this dialogue of it isn't here, where is it? It's because you truly haven't done the transaction. Because whenever you do a transaction in real life, if you order something off Amazon and you get the confirmation, you're not walking around going, where is it? Why haven't I gotten it? Yet you know exactly when it's going to come. And that's where I want to put you back into the driver's seat of being the powerful manifester that you already are. You are manifesting 24/7 nonstop, even when you're sleeping. Even when you're sleeping. So all we're ever doing in manifestation is getting both minds to agree that it's done, that you've given it to yourself passively, and now we're waiting for it to push out actively. That's all we're ever doing. I'm so excited to get to know you better. I'm so excited to bring video after video to you because I truly do want to see you win big, and win all the time. I'm so thankful for everything that you've done, whether you like, you subscribe, you share. I'm so excited about this one-day event, and I really want to see you there. And if this video found you, it's your subconscious mind giving you that little nudge. Because the moment that you sign up, immediately you're going to be receiving the benefits of signing up, of all the pre-gaming we're going to be doing together, and all the fun that we're going to be having. And I promise you that when that event is done, you will no longer have any doubts of what manifestation is, how to do it, and how to let it unfold. Thank you so much for being here. I truly do appreciate you. And if at any time there's any topics that you would love to see a video on, place them in the comments. And if anything in this video really resonated with you, please also put that in the comments below. I look forward to seeing you again. I am Didi Pavernick, the Invincible CEO, and I will see you in the next video.